Hey there, folks, it's me, your old pal, Officer Hank Shits the Game Cop, coming to you over this thing called the internet to bring you, how about a little peace of mind for once? Yes, because so often the internet, they're just trying to make you upset and make you scream and yell in your mind and shoot your school up and fill you with all sorts of bile and upset emotions. And, I'm here to provide a little respite, because mental health has been in the news a lot lately, and country's having a whole lot of problems with it, and I know I'm the guy who can fix them, because, as a police officer here in North Lake, I have to deal with a lot of kookadoos. We don't have too many here, but they do occur, and, I'm typically the front line when it comes to any kind of mental health concern, even though I have not received any specific training on the matter. I don't think we've even had a office memo go around about mental health policy or anything like that. I don't think I've ever discussed mental health strategies or policies with any of my peers, or any of my fellow police officers, or my police chief, or anything like that. We never even talk about it, but I do know that I am the best equipped to deal with these sorts of things, and my knowledge is par excellence and beyond reproach, and you could definitely stand to learn something from me on this subject, because you're probably a crazy motherfucking idiot. That's why you're watching YouTube. So, with that in mind, this is Hank Schlitz, the super expert mental health cop #1. Tips for keeping your mind safe and clean. Mental health, baby. That's what it's all about. Get all those wrinkles out of your brain and get it nice and smooth so you can listen to your teachers. And what's the first thing we're doing today? Well, our first tip is to quiet your mind. Yes, that's the first thing you gotta do, because there's so much noise and stink and violence coming at you from all directions, all the TV shows. You got movies and music and the Today Show, and they're all screaming and yelling in your ears, trying to get you all boiled up and angry inside so that you go kill the president. Okay, that's not a good thing, So when you feel those screaming demons crawling up beside your neck, you gotta quiet your mind. You gotta find some way to do it. And, there's all sorts of things that suggested out there, like meditation or go for a walk or something. I find that my most reliable way to quiet my mind is to drink a fifth of tequila as quickly as I can, and then hold my breath. And, before long, I won't be thinking about anything. I just drink, and then hold my breath as long as I can. And the next thing you know, I don't have any memory of what was bothering me. My mind is plenty quiet. And, sometimes I've shit myself, and, I've been out for several hours, and there's been a lot of concern about my well-being, but I'm not thinking about any of that stinky stuff that was in my mind before. My mind is clean and nice and flat, like I had meant to. So, if it's find any way you can to quiet your mind. My tequila and lack of oxygen trick is a real go-to one, but if you don't have any alcohol on you, car exhaust will work just as well, or, just fucking slam your head into the wall. You won't be worrying about too much if you just keep doing that. Do as needed, as the doctor recommends, and before you know it, your mind will be plenty quiet. All right, so that's a pretty good tip. What's my second tip? My second tip is to set realistic goals, okay? And this is a very important thing. I think that, in this world today with the Instagram and the Facebook and all of this, watching all your friends driving around in Corvettes and meeting superstars and athletes and basketball players and all this stuff, it's real easy to feel like that you're not having the achievements and the goals and the prizes that you want out of life, okay? But if you set more realistic expectations for yourself, you find you're not so disappointed and you're not so depressed all the time. I'm not meeting, Buzz Aldrin or, Grimace, but, I don't, it's okay if I don't get to meet my heroes. Like, that's not the life that every human being gets to live, okay? My goals that I set for myself don't stink, all right? That's one of the goals that I set for myself, and as long as I adhere to that, I feel pretty good. Some days it's easier than others, But if you set the parameters at a reasonable level, then you will find that you have a lot more accomplishment and confidence in your life, okay? So just make your goals real simple, like I'm not going to be stinky today, or I'm not going to starve to death, or if I have to poop, I'm not just going to hold it in all day, And if you set those goals for yourself and you accomplish them, next thing you'll say, like, next time you're feeling bad about yourself, like, I haven't done that much with my life. And then you check down the list. You say, well, I did eat, and I don't smell so bad. I could probably use a freshener, probably could hop in the shower, but I've got at least like a 10-foot barrier of stink, of non-stink that, if as long as don't breach that membrane, no one knows how bad I smell. That's pretty good. My butt isn't full of poop. I'm doing pretty good, and I just kind of do that little checklist every now and then I don't feel so bad about myself because I look at all the things that I accomplished because I set reasonable goals for myself, okay? So that's tip number 2. Tip number 2 is break up monotony. Now, you might not know what this word monotony means, but hey, let's do a little etymological experiment, if we will, okay? Break the word up, see what it means. Mono. Mono means one, of course it does. Monorail, monotone, monolopoly. All those games mean they're one thing. Now, what does Tony mean? Well, Tony is Tony, duh. It's a nickname for Anthony. Monotony means one Tony, okay? So you need to break up this notion in your head that all Tonys are the same. I know that you think that they're all like a Tony Danza type, but there are many, many different types of Tonys in the world. So you need to break up monotony and just realize in your head that you have biases and you have blind spots, and that you have a sort of stereotypical mindset about people with the name Tony. And you need to break that up and realize that there's a whole myriad of Tonys out there. There's Tonys from Italy. There's Tonys from Sicily. There's Tonys from Greece. There's all over the world. There's so many Tonys out there, and you just need to part of mental health is checking yourself on delusions and making sure that you honestly assess them and say, hey, listen, I don't want to be this type of guy, and you don't want to be someone who has monotony in your brain. Okay, so break up the monotony. Just get it through your head, okay? There's more than one type of Tony out there. There's smart Tonys, dumb Tonys, fat Tonys, thin Tonys, black Tonys, white Tonys. All the Tonys of the world unite and realize that you have not a singular identity, all schlepped together in one monoculture, and it's not right what's happening to Tonys, okay? So it's good for everybody, good for you, good for me, good for the Tonys out there to realize to break up the monotony. That's a good idea, isn't it? Number four is talk to your inner voice, and we all know what that is. What's the time of day when your inner voice speaks up the most? It's usually probably around lunchtime or breakfast, because that's what the inner voice is that like kind of sad cat noise that comes out of your stomach. And you gotta talk to your inner voice. If your body's hurting, if you're not feeling good, one of the best things to do is to talk to it and comfort it. So when the inner voice starts peeping up and making a stinky noise and bothering you, just go, hey buddy, hey, it's okay. When it goes like wow, you just say, oh hey buddy, it's okay, hey, I got you, oh I know, hey, we're gonna be eating real soon, don't worry, hey, it's okay, you want me to pet you? Oh yeah, you like that, don't you? Like when I rub your chin? Oh, you're such a sweet boy, yeah. Oh, you're okay, I know you're crying, it's okay, it's gonna be okay soon. So just talk to your inner voice like that. Just comfort your organs, and they will not be so angry. And, a happy stomach is a happy mind, is a happy heart, is a happy brain. So, just keep things in alignment. And when your body speaks up and it's making, toots or growls or, wet noises, just listen up and talk back to it. And before you know it, you'll be healthier than a clam. And Tip number five for mental health is, once you speak into your inner voice and you're like, don't worry, we're going to get some food in you. Well, you got to make sure you eat the right kind of food. You have to eat a well-balanced diet. That's my tip number 5 for you is tip number 5. Eat a well-balanced diet. So what does that mean? Well, dum-dum, it's right there in the name, but I guess I can illustrate it for you if you really need it. Once you have a meal in mind, grasp the meal in your hands, like just get a fistful of the dinner, get as much as you can, make sure it's not like seeping through your fingers or anything. You want to get an accurate estimate of the weight. And then you need to hold it in both your hands and just sort of like kind of let your body, it'll sort of naturally level out. If you relax and just kind of let your body do what it naturally does, you can determine whether or not the meal is balanced, okay? And if you have imbalance in the meal, you don't want to try to balance it, because that's just going to be a endless exercise of adding and taking away things, and before you know it, you don't even know what you're eating. Just throw it on the wall, give it to your dog, okay? You make food and it ends up not being balanced in your hands, give it to a nearby animal and try again, and just keep doing it until you can get that well-balanced diet. And then once you have a food item that is equal weights in both hands and exact equal weights in both hands, then and only then should you eat, because that's the thing that your body's going to be able to digest the best. If your food is not balanced, it's going to be shifting around your body in all weird ways, and then like part of your sandwich is going to end up in your leg, and then a chicken bone is going to end up in your neck, and next thing you know, you're choking and dying. Okay, you don't want your food to move around in the incorrect way. If your balanced diet is balanced well, then it's distributed in your body evenly, and you don't have any stray parts keeping you sick and making your brain dead and mush and crap and sick and stinky stuff. You don't want your brain to be like that. And if you follow these tips, maybe you won't be, and maybe you won't have to have Hank Schlitz. My name is Schlitz. My name is Hank Schlitz, not Schlips. Good God. You won't have me knocking on your door saying, hey, I read that Facebook post that you put on there about shooting up your school. You want to talk about something? If you keep these tips in mind, you won't have to do any of that stuff, and you won't have to have me coming over and giving you therapeutic advice, okay? So make my job easy. Take these mental health tips to heart, and maybe your life won't be such a worthless pile of shit. Why not? Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon with more, I'm sure. My name is Hank Schlitz, the Game Cop, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, I'm the Game Cop. Bye-bye, Game Cop.